The Southern Upland Way, Day 1, Port Patrick to Stranraer, 13 miles. Alex and I arrived in Port Patrick during the late afternoon prior to starting our walk the following day. We were very lucky that my husband was kind enough to drive us all the way from our home in Cambridgeshire, because although undertaking the journey using public transport is entirely feasible, it would have been complicated for us. We spent the evening exploring this charming small town, which used to be a main port for traffic to and from Ireland, having a good meal and preparing for the start of our big adventure. Port Patrick on the evening prior to the start of our epic journey. Alex and I checking out the start of the Southern Upland Way during the evening before Day 1. Port Patrick Harbour and the start of the Southern Upland Way. Adopting a coast-to-coast tradition, we both picked up a small stone from the beach in Port Patrick, stowed them deep in our rucksacks, and carried them across the country to cast into the sea upon arrival on the east coast. Getting fueled up before leaving on Day 1. And we're on our way, but oh no, a little taster of what was to come. According to the forecast, it wasn't supposed to rain. The Southern Upland Way follows the scenic Rins of Galloway coast path northwards for a couple of miles before striking inland towards Stranraer. We had a rather murky start due to the weather, but our spirits were high. The Caves at Port Mora. The cave on the left is called the Dropping Cave and is one of several believed to have healing powers. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the other one. The Caves at Port Mora. The octagonal cable huts at Port Cale are all that remains of the first underwater telephone link laid in 1852 between Scotland and Ireland. Leaving Port Cale. Looking back towards Port Cale and the cable huts. The Killantrigan Lighthouse. Aerial view of the Killantrigan Lighthouse, which was built in 1900, decommissioned in 2005, and is now a private residence. The weather was starting to look up by the time we left the lighthouse. This sign provides information about the Southern Upland Way treasure hunt for hidden kists along the trail, which contain coins especially crafted by local school children. We embarked on this challenge with huge enthusiasm and had a lot of fun searching for the kists each day. Clues are provided on the DG Trails website and one of the Southern Upland Way Facebook groups. We were glad that this big boy was on the other side of the electric fence. Our first Altrea sign, indicating that we were approaching a kist. Altrea means further or onwards. After this, Altrea became our rallying call as we progressed along the trail. We found our first kist, which was empty, probably because the ultra runners participating in the race across Scotland had taken all the coins when they ran past just 2 weeks previously. After crossing the moor, we walked along some lovely little lanes with an abundance of wild flowers, including this fuchsia, and some marsh woundwort. As implied by its name, marsh woundwort is a great remedy for healing cuts and wounds, and is also said to cure aching joints when made into an ointment. We also saw this colourful red admiral butterfly. Arriving in Stranraer on the southern shore of Loch Ryan after walking around 13 miles. A nice little warmer upper for longer days ahead. Stranraer is the largest town in Galloway. It took over from Port Patrick as being the main port for transport between Scotland and Northern Ireland during the mid-19th century. The medieval castle of St John in Stranraer, which over the centuries has been used as a home, a court, a police station, a military garrison, an ARP base and a prison, but it is now a museum. Our hotel had a swimming pool and a curling rink, but we were just very happy to have a nice soak in the baths in our rooms. See day 2 for the continuation.